Yeah, yo. So the intro is actually done? Oh, sweet. Ricky, I love you. Thank you. Yeah, okay. First of all, we'd like to kick it up by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land and pay respects to elders past, present, and in the future. It's not a one-man show. I keep saying every week. Massive love to Ricky, Esky, Open Source, Molotov. You're a pain in my ass, but I love you. Thank you very much for the animations, everything you do. Man, massive shout out to Split Adams on the beat. Saw him the other day, actually at your gig, funnily enough. We'll talk about that. Mitch, Ollie for coming down, Sip Supplies throughout this year. It's been crazy. And I've got to lead it off with massive love to my fiance, Mackenzie, for having my back. Fucking me being down here and not with you and Bubba every so often. It's been crazy, but she's been a massive support, man. It's always good to have, amazing people in your life that are, behind everything you do and share that passion. So, sweetie, I love you lots. Yeah, it's been big. 20 episodes. This is the finale for this year. Shit, cutting it off. God damn. Man, we got Barkaa in the building. Yeah. I was like, yeah, baby. Yeah. She gonna be doing it. Shit. I was just like, waiting for it. Like,
it's here. It's finally happened.
Finally here. Shit,
and I
she's
just
right
go,
there. She's right there. I'm like, damn, rip off.
That was so not what I expected. That was.
You're like, shut it down, guys. Turn the lights off. All right, Briggs says hi later. All right, anyway. Yeah. Man, look, it's actually so hectic in so many ways to get you on, and it's been crazy watching you, particularly over the last 12 months. You know what I mean? It's been insane, and it's funny that I feel like it's been cool to just like more get to know you over the last couple of weeks proper. I met you weirdly at Hustle and Flow on. I told you this. It was weird.
Yeah.
It's just like random. So like it was actually at my release night, but you were there with Mac Ridge and it was crazy. And I remember hearing you going like, God damn, who the fuck is that?
Who that?
Yeah, who that?
It's Barkaa, bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Yes, ma'am. It's your launch night now. Yeah, sweet, no worries. I will speak less. Shots fired, shit. But it's been crazy, man, to watch the last 12 months, sort of more particularly. But I thought it was a great opportunity to get someone of your caliber, what you stand for, and get to know you a bit more. And we always start with a little bit of, where you from? But where you from? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in southwest Sydney, so Merrylands.
Bless.
Yeah. Yeah, but my mob are from on my mum's side. We're from Wilkenya, so the far corners of New South Wales. Yeah.
Yeah, hectic.
Yeah, so it's red dirt country. It's that's where where what calls me home is that place. Yeah.
Hectic. And Merrylands, I mean.
Good food.
Yeah. Hey, man. It's about it. Nah, jokes, man. Shout out to the Merryland homies. It's interesting, though, as well, because, especially, like, bro, like, hearing you speak and just, like, what you stand for and everything like you're in tune with, as a woman, culturally and stuff like that as well. It's mad to see that strength coming out of, like, southwest Sydney. We need, strong people like yourself, but you're also 25, like, so you're not crazy.
Some people say I'm a baby. I'm a big baby.
Kick your ass, baby. It's crazy in terms of youth as well. So it's interesting to me because, like, I know I look youthful, but I've been around the horn. But hip hop and your first like hip hop experience. What was your first hip hop experience growing up in Merrylands?
Oh, I guess in the house when Mum would go to work. That was when my older brothers and sisters could listen to rap.
Yeah, right.
Because before it was like, turn that shit off. So,
And then, yeah, we feel that. Yeah.
so I got to listen to rap and be introduced to it at a fairly young age. And I remember me and my brother used to sing Red Light by Ja Rule. You know, that running through the red light.
Yeah.
Can't stop. And I was like 4 at the time. And I would just
Damn, you had bars at 4. Already
Ja
practicing.
Rule's bars.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Starting to get that flow.
Oh.
Baby. Ja Rule's on that verses the other day, by the way. It's rule, baby. Did you see that? I'll talk about it later. Fuck. Here's me referring to memes in the middle of the podcast. So real early. So 4.
Yeah, 4. I'd started listening to rap. Yeah, young. Yeah.
So what was so it's sort of Ja Rule, the sort of commercial, what was on the radio, sort of hip hop?
Yeah, Cypress Hill, Tupac, Biggie, a lot of Limp Bizkit.
Oh shit, Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Those basic bars, baby. Hey, listen, he did a track with Method Man. That was all right.
Yeah. Props for that.
Yeah. It's the only thing that kept him afloat, bless. Well, that's sick. So then when did you really start to get into then? Because it would be obviously a little bit later that you start to get into... And I suppose I sort of read a bit about this as well. But you got into like writing or rapping your own shit. Like when did you really get into writing your own bars and stuff?
I used to write... I've said this, mentioned it before, where I've used to write songs, but because, you know, I have a shocking singing voice, you know, I'd always be told, shut up, you know, just shush, can you stop singing? So I'd stop. And then, so around 14, I'd say that we had this really, really cool woodwork teacher who would also sub and be an English teacher. Shout out Mr. Graham.
Yup.
And he'd let us go out of class because we'd disrupt the class, and he'd just be like, oh, you know, you could tell that he was stressed out. So he'd let us go outside the classroom and write raps and then come in later and perform them to the class.
Really?
Yeah, he was dope. He was a G.
Far out. Man, I wish...
You're a G, Mr. Graham. Mr. G.
Mr. G. Hell yeah, man. I wish it was like that, but Bankstown is just get out and stay out.
Yeah.
So that's sick. So you'd have to come in and perform them.
Yeah, which was embarrassing, and kids would laugh. It was traumatizing.
What, really? Surprised. But
I'm triggered. Yeah, I'm still here.
100%. So then, that's essentially, I suppose, your first sort of like experience of like performing, right?
Yeah.
Getting up in front of people.
Yeah.
All right, hectic. When did that sort of take a turn where I suppose that, because truth be told, before the, you know, even like this year, you know, obviously, and we'll talk about like all the shit, you know, I suppose that like shaped a couple of years prior.
Yeah.
But, you know, what was then the first time where you're like, oh, actually, like I wouldn't mind going a bit harder with the rap stuff?
Probably like when I got around to the age of 16, when I was couch surfing, and we'd go to Blacktown, and there would just be like this big vibe of people freestyle rapping and, you know, dancing and break dancing, and even in Parramatta it was huge. And so I guess I kind of wanted to showcase what I had, and that was the place to do it back then, was at Blacktown.
Yeah, sick. At the West Point.
Yeah. Top car park.
Top car park. Level 4, baby.
With the Moses. Yeah.
Hey man, someone told me the other day. Who was in here the other day that said Chris Brown was it? Yeah, it was basically in that. Yeah. Who was some local artists then around then you were sort of like, you know, sort of maybe keeping your eye on? Is there anybody that's sort of relatively notable now, or?
I know Spacely was getting around. I know he's from out west.
Yep.
But I can't remember, because I was pretty blind back then, so I wouldn't remember people's...
Blind?
Yeah, like I was blind. I went legally blind. Had to get surgery on my eyes later on.
Got rid of cataracts. Well, it was a bit of a condition, but yeah.
Shocking.
So, yeah, but I know what you mean. Like you weren't like necessarily, like you were going there to kick your stuff and then bounce, not necessarily like connect.
Yeah, like it was, because it's hard to connect with people, I guess, when you're pretty inebriated. I mean, you make friends and then the next day you're like, they come up to you, hey, remember like, and you're like, they're like,
sure do, John.
Yeah, just make up.
My name's Rebecca.
Sure, Richard.
Had to be Richard. The man. So you didn't really necessarily build any sort of bridges then, and it wasn't like no one notable that you were looking out for, and
Yeah, no one notable, but there was so much talent. Me and my mate Regan, he used to like be this mad freestyle rapper back then, and yeah, and so we'd kick it and just freestyle rap, like just battle, which was, yeah, I wouldn't say notable, but there's talent there that should be
bigger than what it was at the time.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a bit funny, and I suppose it's a bit of a sidetrack, but you know that has been a bit of a thing, you know, where because that would have been, if you're 25, so like 9 years ago. If you're 16, sort of 17, then doing that.
Yep.
Has it been crazy to see West come up so much, even at your age, and be like, we would have never thought that West Sydney artists would be getting so much like spotlight?
Oh no, like, you know, usually I think we had a conversation before. I think it was on me and Eski's podcast with Elfresh and Nadine, and you know, Nadine mentioned that she doesn't necessarily see her career in West Sydney. It's more in the city. So you'd think that, once you make it, you're going to go rap battle in the city or in the alleyways in the city and stuff. You don't necessarily think of, West Sydney or people making it out of West Sydney or being anything more than street rappers and stuff. So it's refreshing to see, because that's, you know, where it comes from, you know, like, I guess, you know, seeing artists from out west showcase what life they had to live is massive. Yeah.
It's crazy as well to see, like, now you go to these like industry events, but you see like more of like, you know, your people, like, because it's funny, man, like you're from West Sydney, it's like, you can spot one of us from like the other side of the room and be like, you're from West Sydney. West Side! Everyone's like, Skrr! Oh shit. Sorry, my bad. Start rap battling in front of the but yeah, it is. It's dope to see now, like in those like rooms where before it would have been like you standing there by yourself, like I'm representing West Sydney solo. It's like there's more of us in those rooms.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. What about then? Because you know, obviously the street rap and the battle rap, all the stuff to come up. It's not obviously, you know, professional and polished and stuff like that. No. So there's always like a first gig or studio session or interaction. What was your first, like, and when was your first sort of notable studio session or professional interaction? Does one particularly ring a bell?
I guess last year, I was putting raps up just in my bedroom, like just spitting bars over, you know, a beat, and and then I sent it to Nookie. And then Nookie was like, yes, this is mad. And then a few months later, he messaged me about doing Curry Christmas. Yeah. Not Curry Christmas, Club Curry. Yeah. So, that was my, like, first proper gig. And
how did that feel?
Daunting.
Yeah.
Shit. It was, I was nervous. But once I got up there, it was just like, fuck, I want to do this forever. Like, I want to do this. Yeah.
That's when you sort of felt like, nah, I'm gonna go ham, just go hard at it.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's sick. So would you say sort of then that like your first sort of, I don't know, like associate in the scene was sort of like Nookie? Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's sick. And in terms of like, you know, having like, you know, sort of one of the bros there, you know, and a, you know, Indigenous lad as well, as because you know, Nookie's been making noise for the last couple of years, you know. Were you more like inclined to say, nah, I'm gonna send it to this guy because he's making noise, but he's one of the bros, you know what I mean? Like, you know, he's mob, like, he'll sort of get me up. Did that make you feel a bit more, you know, confident to be like, nah, like he'll get it first before maybe someone else will get it?
Yeah, like I felt more at ease with sending him something because, you know, I guess as a brother boy, and you know, I kind of at first I just wanted to hear his opinion on it.
Like feedback.
Yeah. And then, it was great feedback.
Was the feedback like, look, sis, I'm going to level with you. At every live gig, you need to climb on some shit and take your shirt off. And you'd be like, whoa, Nookie. bro.
I'll climb on shit.
I'll climb on shit, but it's not going to get like that, you know? Nah, bro, he's a wild one as well. But that's dope as well to, I suppose, you know, have, you know, someone of that magnitude and as well reach back, you know what I mean, and give that feedback. So from there though, where did that take you, and what was your next circles that you sort of put yourself in?
It kind of stopped for a bit, and it was like I was still putting up raps just in my bedroom, and then my good mate Steph Giagi messaged me, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to come and do a Christmas party?" Which is called Crew Christmas, and he invited Mackridge out.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's where I first met Mackridge, and yeah, it was just a vibe. I think I performed and I got blind. Yeah, so I'm trying this sobriety thing again.
Hey, I got you.
Thank you. I really need to do that.
I got you.
We'll just do a little AA meeting.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Lee. I'm an alcoholic. Hi, Lee.
Hey.
Here we go. You fucking getting flashbacks and shit.
Hey, I'm Chloe. I came here for the team biscuits.
So you got blind at this Christmas party. How was the performance?
Oh, God, I don't remember.
Okay, cool.
For videos, I was like yelling for audience. And
bless.
I had no shoes on.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry fucking Christmas, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it went off with a bang, but yeah, it was cringe, but it was a learning curve.
A learning curve, yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't done one like that since.
Nah. No taking my shoes off. I think like everybody was drunk though, so it felt like they had fun. As long as they had fun. I mean, are they laughing with me or at me? I don't know.
I'm blind. I don't care.
Yeah, fuck them. I'll fight them.
As long as fuck them, I'll fight them. Cool. Taking
when you're drunk.
Literally kicking ass and taking names. Yep, got it. 100%. So for Merrylands growing up as well, how was school?
Racist.
True. Even in fucking Merrylands. Jesus, you think they'd have a clue by now. Fuck me dead. Really?
Yeah, because there was all different shades. And then there was a black little First Nations kid.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so it was like, I was kind of, yeah, it was shit.
So in terms of like your social groups then growing up, like, you know, because fuck, that shapes a lot, man. Especially like when you're looking at, you know, as well, the content and your music.
Yeah.
Was that a bit of a challenge, or were you a bit hard-headed, be like, nah, fuck that, like?
In primary school, it ate me up, like heaps, and I used to come home and we'd kick it with the neighbourhood kids, and we'd be like, if only they knew how we were inside of school.
Yeah.
We were.
Yeah.
And then yeah, in high school I just got over it, and then I just started sticking up for myself, because I was like, you know, I'm not going to have people walk all over me the way they did, or, you know, make me cry in the bathroom. Not in high school.
Well, they won't know about it anyway.
Yeah.
And punch him in the head, then go cry about it.
Yeah. That's how it works. Wait till I get home.
Where do you think you got that strength from? Do you think that was like the people at home, or, you know, like?
Yeah. Having like teenage brothers and sisters, like also my mum being very strong in culture, you know, and strong in who she is. That was a big thing, was like, you know, don't let anybody stand over you. And my brothers would tell me, you know, just, you know, get your back up. Like, don't let anyone stand over you. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. And I guess I went in with that mentality, like, you're going to respect me because I'll make you.
Respect me. If not, I'll make you respect me. Yeah. So either way,
respect me. Yeah.
Nah, 100%. So then, okay, so, you know, those high school years, tough. You're transitioning out of school. How was that transition out of school, and was hip hop still, you know, involved at that time?
I got expelled, so got kicked out in year 8.
Wasn't a smooth finish.
Wasn't smooth.
Did you get across the finish line?
Nah.
Okay.
I was shit at sport.
Hey?
I'm like the only black fella that's crap at sport. Jokes. There's many of us. Don't discriminate. There's many of us.
She fucking like, yeah, I'm fucking shit. Fucking just like boots of fucking footy. Like, but there's better ones than me, I swear. So you're shit at sport and you fucking shit at school. All you had left was rap.
That's it. That's why I'm here.
Man, fuck. That's it. Hey, listen, all right. We're talking about you know, your next year tax. It's gonna be fine, all right. You'll be fine.
Okay. As long as you say so.
No, like, trust. I got you. I got you with sobriety. I got you with tax time.
We just sat over here.
We'll dodge the receipts. Anyway, we didn't hear that.
We're all going to jail.
Bro, what the fuck? You're taking it to levels right now.
Pen pals.
Them ones.
Matching
Speaking
outfits.
of which, my next question, Naja. No. Well, that's another question I got to, because, I read about, and I see you share stuff, and it's really beautiful, about, your mom and, she was stolen generation, right?
Yeah.
And so for her, and I saw a post that you only posted maybe a couple of days ago, just about you both had like quite a rocky relationship.
Yeah.
Was that to do with the whole school thing and not, applying and, like getting expelled and stuff like that?
Yeah, like I felt like I was, at that stage, she's like, what do I do? Like she had her hands tied with, dealing with, 4 kids as a single mother. I guess she was just at her wit's end with it. So, she was there as much as she could be, but there's only so much someone can take, even from kids.
We know now, right? Shit.
Yeah, know how you feel.
and that being said as well, do you feel as though, having, being a single mom and, raising you guys, but also having that, that culture ingrained as well, like, because obviously she treated it with a lot more importance and treated family with a lot more importance. Do you think that was like empowering for her, and how much was that, instilled in you growing up?
It was massive. Like I feel like because mum being taken from her family, she did everything she could just to keep us together and stuff. So, I mean, looking at her as a mother and then, they're big shoes. Like I feel like as a woman, they're massive shoes to fill. And it's like my feet are only so big.
Size 6.
9. Get it right.
Size my Pumas. Shit, I see you.
Stompers.
Yeah. Kicking ass, taking names again. But yeah, so for her, do you feel as though in a way though it was empowering for her, and did she take that as a, all those challenges and stuff, as a strength rather to try and instill into you guys?
I feel like mum was she took so much, like she only could take so much. And then there's only certain things you can turn into strength. And I guess part of kicking me out was a strength.
But it has to be, especially like if you think about it, like you were just saying, like she did her best to try and keep you all together, but sometimes fucking got to cut them loose, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, she cut you loose.
And I'm glad. It's good. It was a blessing. Like I feel like you don't realise what you got until, you're on the streets and, she did what she had to do as a mother, and as, I think she did her absolute best. Yeah.
How was because you and I talked about it, about the drugs, the jail shit. Like if you need to read about that, it's fucking you've done a million interviews about that. But and one crazy pic, I remember a while ago you posted you back in the day, and it's actually crazy, man, how readily available that, all that hard stuff is, especially to kids.
And it's shocking, like the epidemic, like, how many predators there are in that situation where it's just like, oh, I'm going to feed these kids drugs, and just that horrible, like, there's some really twisted people.
100%.
Yeah.
So easy to get stuck in. And do you think your mum seeing that and then going like, fuck, I've actually got to let her run a course for this? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you feel now looking back that would have been for her? You know what I mean?
Like,
how do you apply it to, because you're a mum now, do you know what I mean? How do you apply that to you being a mum now?
My kids are going to be angels.
Bless. Never.
I hope. Nah, I don't.
You'll never have to.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll deal with it when it comes.
Yeah. Amen.
Don't stress me out yet.
Look, I'm just trying to get you ready. No jokes.
Trying to help you out.
Pushing forward though, right? Because like, you also said like, so you transitioned out of like all the old stuff. You know what I mean? And your youngest was obviously born in some crazy circumstances.
Yeah.
And you've sort of said that that's really what made you, because I feel like, you know, everybody, you need something to change your perspective. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, your youngest birth was a real perspective changer for you.
Yeah.
You know, what did that flick a switch, and like how so, and like how did you sort of get out of that mind state?
It was, I guess I already felt like, you know, I was failing as a mother with my 2 eldest kids, and at that stage I was like, you know, still in really bad active addiction, and I was like, you know, it comes to a point where you're like, are my kids better off without me? And
That's sad, eh?
Yeah, like, and it hits you like, because you're like, what kind of mother am I being to him? What kind of role model am I being to him? And if I'm just going to bring negativity into my children's life, like, you know, I don't deserve them. And I guess it was, you know, then I'm bringing another child into the world, and it's like, you know, do I really, like, it was that question where I asked, because I was saying to my mum, I think a few weeks before I handed myself in, Mum, I haven't belly laughed in years, Mum. Like, I haven't actually smiled and actually felt happy in a long time. And that's like, you know, when I handed myself in, I was like, do I really hate myself that much? Like, do I really, am I really that hopeless? And I think it clicked where I was like, no, I'm not hopeless. I can do this. You know, I can make it back. There's stories where, you know, women have made it back to their children. And I guess it was like especially with ice, like, you don't really hear about, you know, I think there's 2%, like, there's a statistic that 2% of people stay clean. And it was like, yeah, it's rough.
Fuck, those odds are crazy.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, so I kind of had it in my head, like, am I ever, like, you know, I used to say, oh, you know, I'll give up, but it will only be for so long, and then I'll go back. And, yeah, because you feel trapped, and you feel trapped as a person, and then you feel like, oh, maybe everyone's just better off.
Yeah, 100%. But the crazy thing is, you know, you beat those odds. You know what I mean? I mean, it's an everyday thing, straight up though, right? It is an everyday thing. You always have to keep yourself in check. But you know, what is the one sticking point that always just is you know, is it the kids? Is it your son? Is it that turning point? Was it, you know, having that conversation with your mum and turning yourself in? Like, was that what sort of keeps you on a day-to-day basis? What's your touch point to go, nah, that's the reason?
I think coming home after, like, doing, like, going out and working or going out and doing stuff to better myself, and then I come home and I hear, mummy, mummy, mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That keeps me coming home.
I mean, other than the fucking mad rap career you got, you know, that's also helps, you know, keep you busy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's funny what, like, children sort of do for you. Do you know what I mean? To keep you on the straight and narrow, man. It's crazy, man, and it really is like super inspiring as well to watch, you know, from the outside. You know what I mean? So fuck, man, massive.
Thanks, brother.
Massive kudos. How was one sec. So, like, you've obviously have there's a couple of rappers that like to rap about things that happened, but then it didn't really happen. But for you, like, things actually happen. You know what I mean? Now, when your music started to take shape more, you know, within the last sort of year and a half, how was it coming out of all that shit and then starting to create again? Because surely there would have been a bit of a time where, like, you would have been rapping, but, like, you know, when you're, you know, addicted and you're doing all this other stuff, you know, it's obviously not your main focus. It's really off in the far distance. Was there a time frame that you could say, yeah, the rap really fell off and I fucking either didn't touch it at all or barely touched it?
I think, like, even during my addiction, that was when I could actually freestyle rap. I can't do it anymore.
Don't say that.
But don't,
no.
They're really bad raps.
Just practice more, like, Jesus. Yeah.
Just
Ja Rule, baby. No, anyway.
So I think it was always in my life. But there was a period in, I guess at the start of my sentence where I was just like, oh, you know, I don't want to rap. And then it would come around like to the end of my sentence and I'd write something because it didn't have a beat or nothing, but I'd think of something. And that's where my most powerful stuff came from, where it was just real and like
raw.
Yeah, where I wasn't on drugs or under any, you know, the influence of substances. So it would just come out me, and it felt like I was like, wow, if I can, you know, I got a craft. I have a talent that, you know, I was lucky to be blessed with, or that I can use. Yeah, and so I used to write raps for the sisters in jail. And
Dope.
yeah, they'd get around in a big circle and we'd sit there and, yeah, I'd just rap for them and they'd go, spit another one, sis. So I'd spit another one and we'd just sit there going, you know.
Hell yeah, fuck, that's mad. That's mad. Do you feel as though you've always, because, you know, there's fucking impact with your tracks. Like, I have to say, watching you is crazy. Do you know, you really fucking feel it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's powerful, you know. Do you feel as though coming out of that and, you know, obviously all your learnings over those years, do you feel that that's, and even, you know, being in and, you know, being locked up and writing all that, is that when it started to really form substance?
Yeah, I'd say it did, but unknowingly I just was like, it was subconsciously growing it. And I guess I kind of, like, relating to that other question he asked, did it stop for a bit? I think when I came out of prison and rehab, I thought, oh, I'm just going to do community work or, you know, become a community officer. But then I thought, you know, even rapping is a service to the community in itself. So
totally agree.
Yeah.
Esky knows that.
Yeah, shout out Esky.
Esky, the mad like community service rapper. He's steady be serving the community with raps. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
You just turn around and be like, so anyway, go a little something like this. Hit it. So you feel as though it started to take shape, like sort of substance wise, like during, you know, getting clean and, you know, coming out of the sentence and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the scene though, because look, like, let's be real, right? You know, you're young, you're a woman, indigenous, you know what I mean? Like, you know, First Nation people, like, a lot of those, you know, quote unquote categories are fucking challenges, yo. Like, it's not easy, you know. You lose all the privilege, all the, like, the white privilege, the male privilege, especially in the hip hop, you know, community, right? These are all things that are sort of pegged against you. What sort of really empowered you to be able to be like, yo, fuck this. Like, I'm really going to put my foot down. Cause
women created, Joel.
Yeah, fucking
I'm a creator.
Amen.
So I came in already feeling that
empowered?
Strength. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking, that's so dope to hear. Because, you know, there's also not, I suppose, because hip hop and rap is like a commercial commodity now, you know what I mean? Like, it's taken more serious, but simultaneously, you know, outside of, pardon me, like, obviously, like, only a handful of artists, you know, there's not a massive indigenous representation in the scene. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and even like to a point where, you know, even yourself, like, yo, I'm going to reach out to, you know, Nookie. I want to send him, I want to hear his feedback first, you know, him being like, you know, one of the homies, whatever.
Yep.
Did you feel as though, like, you know, that was something that encouraged your drive and your spark to be like, nah, we need more of me out there, do you know, because there's not enough of me?
Yeah, like, you know, shout out to the sister girls, you know, that Sister Nay and oh, I just had a mind blank.
Oh, don't do that.
Sorry, sisters. I'll come back to that.
Yeah. No, but talk on it though.
Yeah, like, there's only a handful of us sister girls in the industry, and you know, and they're dope, and it's just like, you know, you feel like, I did want to see, like, I did want to see a mother. I wanted to see somebody who grew up in Sydney, you know, in this like concrete jungle, you know. I kind of wanted to see someone, I needed to see someone like me on the scene or making noise, because I feel like, you know, even though there are First Nations artists and I feel like I can relate and stuff, but we all have different stories, and there's even though we're, you know, one mob, one love, but we're all different as well and come from different backgrounds, different tribes and different clans. So, you know, I wanted to see, a Malum Gumpa Barkanji sister who's a mum who got off drugs and was locked up. Yeah.
Shall I go on? And now I'm just, stomping in my size 9 Pumas. Like, what? Don't worry, Puma's going to cut me the check later. No jokes. I wish. Oh, shit. JD Sports. God. Should have already got it.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Hey, bro, you gotta go for assist, like, to the top. I'm right there with you. Swing me a bag for Mackenzie. So, you know, through that empowerment and that motivation, right, to see more of you, or at least to stand up and be like, hey, like, you know, I'm here speaking for us, you know, like, you know, young black women, you know, First Nation people. What were some, I don't know, like, measuring points, I suppose you could say, where you were like, yo, this is crazy, like, this is an accomplishment. This is an accomplishment. I mean, like, you've gotten so far already now, but what are some first things that really started to make you think like, oh, sweet, like, I'm a step in the right direction. I'm starting to make some moves.
Think when Sister Girls were pumping the tracks, and when we did the Pass the Ochre challenge, and how many Sister Girls jumped on this Pass the Ochre challenge where we put down makeup brushes and we do the ochre, but it was, you know, started from For My Titters. And I think that was like, gee, like, to have my Sister Girls embrace it like that and to have babies, and it was like, wow, it was like putting down a makeup brush and dress in tradition. Yeah.
And it was so dope, man. Yeah. So dope.
So that was, it was massive to see Sister Girls not only embrace their culture, but to also embrace who they are naturally and how naturally beautiful they are in their features. And so it was really good. Like, that was an achievement. And then Briggs messaged me, and I'm like, the Holy Grail.
Yeah. Yeah. Lights off. Let's go. Yeah. Please, we're done here.
I'm done.
That's crazy. Yeah. So that was another measuring stick, obviously. Like, that would have been like, yo, if Briggs is hitting me up, then I'm starting to make some impact.
Yeah. And I mean, even also when Nookie invited me to do, Club Curry, that was massive. And yeah, and then Coffin Birth, shout out to Coffin Birth. She'd done an artwork of me and she sent it to me, and I'm like, I could just retire happy now. Like,
Coffin Birth's crazy as well. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You're like, man, ticking all these boxes. You'd be like, I didn't even realize I wanted this many boxes ticked.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a humbling experience, because it's like, I think every achievement is like, wow, like, it's a shock at the same time and surprising, and it's just like, yeah, humbling, and like, even still to this day, it's like, wow, do I even deserve that? Like, how'd I get that? And it spins me out.
Oh, I feel you, man. But like, it's simultaneously, it's crazy. Like, you know, particularly getting to know you more over the last couple of weeks as well. It's been like, there's a reason why that energy is coming back full circle. Because, you know, obviously, even just how you're talking about now, you know, you have put in a lot of work to also be where you're at. Personally, like, inside, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be in that sort of strong position, you know, and man, it's so good to see. But the last 12 months as well, 12 to 18 months has been particularly fast for you. You know,
hold up.
Yeah. I mean, what was crazy even was, you know, because I've worked with Vic at, you know, it's a big shout out to Vic and Druid Empire.
Yeah.
But seeing you out there, and I remember meeting that Kung Fu Panda, DJ Kung Fu Panda on that night at Hustle and Flow, and he was big up in you and Mac Ridge and, you know, and all that. How did that, so you met Mac Ridge at that one show?
Yeah,
Curry Christmas?
the barefoot show.
Oh, like I'm surprised I got a call back. But what did he do? Because then he travelled down because he's from up north.
Yeah, he's from Brizzy.
Around
those
there,
and he messaged me, sent me a beat and said, "Sis, do you want to jump on a track?" And originally 22 Clan was supposed to be like a cypher.
Yep.
But we've only ones that came through.
True.
Oh, shout out to Harley Warwick. He came through too. But
okay. But there was supposed to just be more people on there, like, let's be reals.
Yeah, but even though we didn't really know anyone.
So ended up...
Briggs, you jumping on the cypher?
Okay.
Are you?
Now who am I? No, jokes. But you first... So you first met with that, but then from there, like, things have, like, really, started to, like, pick up real quick.
Yeah.
So where did it go from there for you? You've done this collab with Mac Ridge, you're sort of getting out, started to get on some other stages, getting a few more spots as well. So what sort of came after that for you?
I think Koori Radio played my song and I'm like, this is my childhood dream.
Another box tick. Yeah. It's going to add another box and just write what it is, Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. I mean, I would have loved to make it on Move It Mob style, but they shut that down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cut on. Jeez.
Yeah.
So tell me then as well, I saw you, obviously stood out, Hustle and Flow, and it was, man, because you actually do have quite a powerful voice, like in a room, especially when you're on the mic. Like, you don't even need a mic to be honest. You're loud enough.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
In a positive way, bae. All right, relax, chill. But having that Briggs sort of cosign and being involved with this, like an Indigenous icon. Like he's really paving the way for artists up and coming, and even like in the political climate, you know what I mean, just in terms of a media representative and a voice for First Nation people and stuff like that. How did you feel when you got that call, and then or that call up to Bad Apples, which is crazy, right? And did you feel as though, oh shit, I better start taking it to another level?
Yeah.
Did it feel a bit like that, or?
Yeah, I mean, first I ugly cried, so it just felt like a bunch of emotion.
Are you really crying if you're not ugly crying?
No, it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count.
Got to pull a face.
I feel
and
you.
it has to be hideous.
100%.
Otherwise, they're crocodile tears.
But what was the impact on you? Like, I mean,
it was massive. Like, I guess seeing Briggs and as that icon, as that person who would speak up against the government and with such force behind him,
100%.
It was amazing to get somebody I look up to so much actually approach me and say, sis, you're deadly. And yeah, like he's just been such a massive support to me as a person. And with Bad Apples getting signed to them, it doesn't feel like a label. Like, it feels more like mob, like a little tribe.
Yeah, no, but it makes sense. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things. Obviously, it represents something bigger than just like, oh yeah, we're just a bunch of Indigenous rappers. It even doesn't feel like that. As a label, it feels like more like a cultural sort of hub. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it feels that way being part of it.
Yeah, like I feel like like it's family. Yeah, like we've all got goals, and we've all got things that we want to reach and things that we want to say, and we can relate to each other, but also say it in different ways. Like I think, and it's just amazing mix up of people. Like Nook doing his thing, like just being cool, like just Nook, like fiery.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, just like fucking wild.
And then
guy.
we got like Kobe, who's like this massive, like just this mad storyteller who's like, in a way it's like, to me personally, I'm like, you're like the Aboriginal J. Cole.
Yeah, no, just straight up, man. I'm one of the biggest Kobe fans. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Kobe, and massive storyteller who, like, sometimes I just wish more of the tracks that he spits live were available to listen to on
Oh,
Spotify and iTunes.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, do I have to come to every one of your
Release
shows to
them.
hear it? Like, shit, come on now. You're right. It is like a really good mix. As for your content, for my tiras, I Can't Breathe with Dobby.
Yeah.
During the Black Lives Matter, and that I remember that was pretty ad hoc. Like, it was really like reactive, that track. Dobby was just like, no, fuck that, I want to do this, and I'm gonna get you on it, and we're gonna speak on it. Again, massive impact track. And Our Lives Matter, which at the start, obviously, give a shout out to your uncle as well, Mark, which is crazy. When did you feel as though those big messages were starting to shape your musical identity? Because now you really start, like, it's track after track is like, it can still be fun, but there's still like a really strong message, or
Radical.
You know what I mean? Like, when did you feel as though it really started to shape your musical identity?
Probably when I started getting sober and connecting back to my culture, I guess. That's when those big messages were happening, because I did know about police injustice, and I did know about, personally being a victim of police brutality. But at the time I was like, oh, I'm just on drugs. Like, they're targeting me because...
They're targeting me because of the drugs. Fuck, crazy.
I mean...
it was the drugs as well. That's what
we're
not gonna lie, but yeah.
You ain't got to lie,
but but that's actually a crazy that's a crazy insight to even to be ignorant to the fact that, like, oh no, surely it's not the color of my skin. Like, that's not a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, but being a young Indigenous woman and being ignorant to that and thinking it was something else. Yeah. That's crazy. So when you started to come to the realization that very serious thing was an issue, when did it start to turn around and be like, yo, no, fuck that, I'm putting it in my raps? It was when you were sober and...
Yeah. I guess it was, after even getting sober and then dealing with them afterwards, getting pulled up on the street with my kids and, having incidents where I think I was at Penrith Station.
Fuck you, Penrith.
I was at Penrith.
Fuck you, the municipality of Penrith and surrounding suburbs, yeah.
All of them.
But you got pulled up there.
Yeah, I got pulled up there, and then they asked to search. Oh, I fit a description, because we all look the same.
Wow. Yeah, fucking... Yeah. Penrith digging your hole there, buddies. Yeah.
Yeah, and they asked me to pick my son up, who was asleep in the pram, and search his pram. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, search me, that's fine. But, I just got my kid to sleep. You don't disrupt sleeping babies.
Baby, yeah.
God.
So
it was slack. Like, you felt like, wow, I'm still getting targeted even as a mother, even with, like, looking clean. I wasn't dressed crap, and it was like...
feeling good. Because you could have been having a great day. Kids,
you just went to sleep.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, yeah, finally. Can we check the kid, ma'am? Fuck. This really is not on. Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah.
And was it like situations like that where you really felt, yo, like, I've got to start talking more about this?
Yeah, like it really clicked, because after they searched me, and another a whole bunch of people come through, but another Aboriginal family come through, and they straight over and target them, and it's like, you can see it, like, and if you're in this country and you don't think that racism happens to First Nations people, like, you're blind, and it's it's something that we don't make up. We don't really want to make that stuff up. Like, we would like to say that, oh, we have it all, and but in reality, it's not reality.
Yeah, straight up. It's crazy as well, and it makes a lot of people, it's so funny actually. I saw you put a post up today, and it made me laugh, because it was like, yo, something about like, I'm talking to the racist white people, but if this shit makes you uncomfortable, I'm talking to you. Yeah. Which is actually a powerful statement in itself. And like, over the course of the last, year and a half, where you've really started to get on some really good stages and get some really good traction and some really good platforms to speak on. Have you felt the uncomfortableness, I suppose, in the rooms when you start to express?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that gratifying? Not and I'm not and empowering. Not in a. I don't want to say that not in a rubbing in way. But do you feel empowered to just be like, finally, I can unashamedly say my piece in my forum and not get crucified for it and almost be, pushed up for it.
Yeah, like it feels really like I think like it's nerve-wracking at the start where you see these people and you're like, wow, I got to speak to these people, but at the same time I don't want my music to be like some echo chamber where it's like, just a whole bunch. Like I want to be able to bring it into spaces where necessarily they wouldn't listen to, black fellas. And I think Parramatta Lanes was a prime example of that because I was in the lineup, which was a dope lineup. Shout out A-Girl, shout out Young and Lips, and it just seemed like. But then to have somebody like that doesn't, I guess it's a different caliber of, radicalness to be, where people would necessarily come out to watch people sing and have a, listen, and then not necessarily know about me. I felt the awkwardness and I felt like, I'd see in the stage some people weren't applauding, but then it was just like, well, you know what? You don't have to clap for me. I didn't, but yous are going to listen to me. So
straight up.
Yeah. I
actually read a post of yours that was actually really well put, and it was about, sometimes you get a bit shook up about maybe, but then you remember where you come from and what you've had to persevere through. Yeah. Do you sort of like embrace that every time you go onto a stage and because it looks like you get into a bit of a zone, like. You even
Barkaa, where are you?
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah. Fuck right here. Yeah. But it feels like you get into that zone because like you really almost like go. I think even when that you did that track the other day when I saw your Granville, what's it called? And it's you rapping your daughter and then you're rapping back.
Fight for me.
Fight for me, Favo. Yeah. Crazy track. But you get in your feels on that.
Yeah.
Like you really, really do. Do you feel as though like even in that instance, it's like, you almost got to do that for your kids and channel that?
Yeah, like, it's weird. Like, I've said this before and it's like, even though it might sound crazy, when I rap, it's like I got centuries behind me. Like I got ancestors that stand with me. I got my brother that's with me. Like, I feel as if I got family beside me or inside me. So it's like, even when I'm doubting myself, it's like, you got this? I don't know. I think it's my family or the voices in my head. But
there's medication. But don't take the medication because you're going really good.
Yeah, no to meds.
Yeah. Again, man. But yeah, so you feel like there's, you're empowered by, your history and your culture and the people that have been around in the past and even now. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And it is, you can really see it like in the way that you portray yourself. So it's beautiful to watch. The other thing is that that's crazy. I actually was like writing this and it's sort of a part question but also a massive commendation, because like I'm a parent. I've suffered different addiction and I look at yourself and I go, what you're becoming like for your children is actually like, it's like really amazing and inspiring for any walk of life, straight up, yo. Like,
cheers, bro.
No, like it. It's emotional because like, what you've gone through and like who you are making yourself to be and how much you're fighting to make sure that you're everything that you can be for them doesn't matter, black, white, male, female. It's crazy to see, and it's I commend you for it. And as you further and further accept your your I don't know, responsibility and your as a because now you've even sort of said it, like I'm starting to recognize I'm a role model.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is actually starting to create impact and stuff like that. And you do it so gracefully, like you're not you feel like one of the homies, like shit, oh, fuck, they're gonna give me a check for how much? Skirt. Do you know what I mean? Let's go to Macca's. Like it really feels like that, which is so dope. But how was that felt? Because you sort of mentioned it just before we were sitting here, and you were almost like, yo, it's a bit overwhelming.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I think even Philly touched on it, where he wrote something about like I'm not a leader, or but I have a voice, and he wrote something amazing, and it really hit something with me, because it's like, at the same way, I don't want people to look at my life and glorify it, and I don't want them to to be like, oh, maybe I have to have a hard life to, or maybe I can do this, and like there's some parts of my life that aren't, shouldn't be glorified, and I guess if I'm being that role model to steer kids to be clean, or to steer adults, or mums to come back home to their kids, and that's huge, and that's amazing, because it's like full circle, I guess, and it's hard, because you want to see yourself as a role model, but then it's like, I'm not perfect, like I don't have it all together, I'm just trying to survive still,
Yeah.
Help.
I still need help. Send the ambulance.
Yeah. Like I still go to counselling once a week.
Oh, you got it, right? Keep your head in check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
but
great.
it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's dope as well to see you emotionally invested. Like it's real, it's crazy. Do you ever feel as though sometimes the emotions get the better of you as well on stages, or like in interviews, or when you're creating?
Yeah, like there's a song that I do, there's sometimes where it's like, I can feel that frog in your throat where you're about to and you've got to kind of prepare yourself to sing certain songs, because they are, there's a few of my tracks I've written, like Our Lives Matter, Taken Away, the song that I did for my mother, Stolen, this Taken Away song, Fight For Me. Like those songs are all very emotional tracks. So what was the question?
You got me like, as well, I caught up, you know what I mean?
Sorry, I was like, where am I going with this?
I was just saying, like, no, it's emotional. Like, do sometimes the emotions like get the better of you in the tracks and stuff like that? Yeah,
and I guess that emotional writing process, it's still like I've written these songs, and then to perform them in front of people, it's like they're new every time and they still hit. And it's still like, you kind of got to gain your composure, because it's like, you do choke up, or things hit. And I mean, but at the same time, it's also good to see artists, like I've always loved when artists have mucked up, or, you feel that emotion, because then you feel it as well. Yeah. Like I've loved that about, when you can tell that something, is so, like resonates in somebody so much, it means more when you see it. And so I think it's good to be raw, but like at the same time, I don't want to bust out crying in the middle of the stage and can't get out of it.
Have you ever done that?
No, not yet.
Somebody hold me. Bro, I reckon everyone in the crowd would be like,
come here,
can I help Barkaa?
You don't have to be strong all the time, you know?
Yeah. My counsellor says the same thing. Do you feel as though that creates a stronger connection with your audience as well? Has there been any standout situations where you've had people come up and be like, yo, like, I feel like you're speaking directly to me? Have you had any of those?
Yeah. I've had like, even it's really good. Like I've had, somebody say, even though I don't get where you're coming from, like I felt everything that you had to say. And, that was good to be able to change perspectives, or like even educate people, by them listening. But I've had people come up to me off stage and be like, you're amazing. And I don't know how to take it, because they'll be like, I love you. And I'll be like, I love you too.
I love you. Wait, I don't know you. Shit, that was weird.
It was so awkward. Should we kiss?
we got to do it.
Zoom in on that bit
Yeah.
of
We got to write our own sitcom. It's fine. Briggs could be a guest writer.
Hi, Biz.
Hello. Yeah, hi, Biz. Where's Jeff? All right, you heard it here first. Fucking personal jokes are just not going to fucking come across in the thing, is it? Anyway, whatever.
Very personal.
Yeah, that's right. You'll never know. A crazy thing as well. You just won Rookie of the Year.
What?
See that? Rookie of the Year, Acclaim magazine, which has been one of the most long-standing, reputable street hip hop. I was on the panel for that. FYI, all right. So holla,
Thank you.
Slip me from 50 later. No, joke.
Thanks, Lee.
But
Half the prizes, eh?
but in all honesty, it's like it's crazy because that's quite a prestigious award, and not to sound like a broken record, but how has it been to to get that notoriety, because that was a national thing. Like the people that were on that platform, and big shout out to Andrew Montel. He really ensured that people from all different pockets of the scene were involved, So, how was it to win something like that?
If anybody's seen the video, it was a shock.
Oh, yeah, with the one with Briggs that
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy, yeah.
I honestly didn't think I'd win it. Like coming up against, artists like, the nominees that were in the category, and knowing their music and seeing their growth, it was insane. So I thought, I'll just be in here for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool for the nom,
Yeah.
but don't go and give me...
I'll take a nom, but a whole award? God, come on now.
Don't do this to me.
I know, fucking pressure as, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Has it sort of assisted to reinforce the why you do this, and and has been a good confirmation of the right people are listening as well?
Yeah, it's an honor, to be voted within the industry, right? Yeah, it's...
Oh, that's it. Like, industry people are going like, yo, that's that chick right there. You know what I mean? Like, was that your victory
That's my
dance?
rookie dance.
Yeah, we'll work on that. No.
I can't do sport. I can't dance.
Hey. Listen, but you can stand there and wrap someone's face till it comes clean off their shoulders.
Acid.
So it's crazy. It's obviously contributed to confidence as well, I suppose,
for sure,
to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's like, wow, I could say I'm an award-winning rapper.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I didn't even think about it like that. You've obviously been sitting there, be like, I can say I'm an award-winning rapper. I can put that on my resume. What do you do? I'm just an award-winning rapper.
While I'm on the street 40 years later.
With your award? Hey, you should turn around to him and be like, hey, can you make it like a cup so that people with chuck change in it? Just yo, let me freestyle right quick. No.
It's not gonna happen.
No, it's not. You're gonna be a millionaire.
But life's life.
Sponsored by Louis Vuitton. We get it.
Ooh.
Gucci. Okay. So another thing I wanted to sort of ask. You obviously, your message is very strong and clear with your music, but, and maybe this is too early to ask as well, you know what I mean? Because maybe, obviously a lot's happened in such a quick amount of time. Simultaneously though, it's been really positive to see that, you are, a voice,
Yep.
And, you are a prominent sort of figure. Do you look forward and go, okay, I know, I've set some really solid, fantastic foundations with my music.
Yep.
I know my message, and I know what I want to push as my, my voice for music.
Yep.
However, like Briggs, being, an iconic figure, I suppose, you'd even refer to him as, and modeling you know, and see all the great things that he's done for, you know, First Nations and you know, again, standing up politically in media. Do you see yourself maybe incorporating yourself into some groups or spearheading some, you know, I don't know, campaigns or involving yourself in media and stuff like that somewhere down the line to try and, you know...
What, running for Senate?
Shit, why not? Fucking roll in there, sponsored by Louis. Nah, but you know what I mean? Like, start to expand your voice and, you know, maybe sit on panels or, like, be involved in, you know, higher level change, you know, with such a strong voice. Have you ever thought of, like, maybe expanding? And
I've thought of it, and it's been really quiet because I'm fine having conversations where it's, like, chill and, like, you know, like us.
Like, yeah.
And, you know, and the panel me and Esky and Elfresh and Nadine did, and also, you know, there's a few panels that I've done, but I feel like they freak me out more than gigs do. Like, because I feel like my words come out better when I put it in a song.
Yeah.
And then when I speak, like, it's like, oh, wow, I'm put on the spot, like, and then I freeze, like.
Yeah.
So I want to, like, it's daunting, like, public speaking. Like, it's funny because rap is, like, public speaking.
Pretty much, yeah.
Public spitting.
Yeah. Oh, and a pause. Yeah, but yeah. True. But yeah, so but you think to, you know, once you develop and, you know, because that's something you got to build confidence is as well. Like all the panel talks and all that is fantastic practice, but
for sure,
it's something that you've thought about, you know, down the track, like, you know, being a spokesperson and representative for, you know, young Indigenous women who spit dope bars, like, because there's a lot of yous, you know, just chilling. But you want to expand and sort of be a sort of higher representative for...
Yeah, like, I mean, even going, like, a big dream of mine is to go back onto the community where I'm from and to be able to, like, run workshops or, you know, and speak about Wilcannia and the injustices. Yeah, I could see myself... Yeah, I'm angry about a lot of stuff. So I can see myself and passionate, not angry.
I was going to say, yeah, like, you know, like, because you know, having a lot of lols right now, but you do get a bit passionate in the raps, I'm not going to lie.
I know, I laughed when you're like at Granville and you're like, say like, you know, on the stage, it's like, you're like punching people in the face. And when you jump off stage, you're like, sorry for punching you in the face.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly how it feels, right? Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm scary on stage too.
No, you can be, but you're not one of those people that are like trying to actively go out and seek punching people in the face. It's more like, yo, you want to front? Then I'll punch you in the face. You know, like...
Politely and say sorry afterwards.
Listen, I need you in the Senate punching people in the face, all right?
Oh, but Pauline Hanson. Oh, no, she got kicked out. Didn't she? They got voted out? Oh, well, I'll see her at the fish and chip shop.
I'll give her a battered sab. That was off the top of the dome as well. You know the boy, the bar, let's go.
Oh.
This is another one. It's pretty big question as well. So just mentally prepare yourself for it. But it's short. It's a short question, but it's, you know, stuff to think. What are some of the biggest challenges you feel that, like, our young Indigenous these days are challenging, are facing? Sorry, what are the biggest challenges they're facing these days?
The ice epidemic, I think, is huge.
Yep. For
young Indigenous kids, suicide. Is that what the question was? Yeah. I feel like those things, you know, the you know, ice finding its way into communities it's you know, in the small communities as well, has really impacted young kids of their culture, and, you know, elders are up in arms about it because, you know, how do we, you know, bring our kids back? And I feel like that's a massive struggle, is like them trying to, I mean, it's the same with us growing up, like, and, you know, generations before us, like, where do we fit in and where do we find our happiness? And it's like also, you know, realising that substances don't equate to culture. And I think, it's them finding their worth is like the biggest issue, and then, you know, going on to trauma and suicide and violence, and there's issues in there's issues there that, that are within our communities that it can be tough for a young First Nations brother and sister.
100%. The tough thing is as well, and I noticed you mention it, in your music and, when, how you express, but the fact that a lot of these issues are foreign, they weren't brought up in the community and something that they were put there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When they weren't there in the first place, and that would be fucking crazily, frustrating, Do you feel as though your experience with it and being on the other side of it drives your, passion to try and speak them through it and, put time into getting them to the other side and be an inspiration for them?
Yeah, massive. Like to see how evil, like it's a whole complete different world, like when you're on it and, your emotions, your friends, your circles, what you think is good and, yeah, it's massive. I want to see, I do want to like be that, I guess hopefully I do, if I do inspire at least one kid to get clean, then I've done my job, and I just want to see him out of it because it's so hard. It's such a hard place to be in.
Yeah, it is. I've seen through family as well, that it is a hard cycle to break. Yeah. Especially because how loaded it makes you. So that when you're down, you're so far down that it's like, my only option is to go back up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's hard to cut that. Because
for days, like when you come down, it's like for days you're down and, you just hate life and you're crying and you're walking around your house like, and you can't stop crying. And it's like, yeah, it feels like that's the only option rather than to ride it out. It'll get better, like eventually, but...
There's a quicker way.
Yeah.
100%. And it's crazy that it's an epidemic, but you know what? It's fucking awesome that you're speaking about it as well, because you know what? I think that's another thing. Remember you were saying before, just like there's an ignorance to it, like, oh, no, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, it's a big deal anywhere, but it takes on different meaning when it's like, our First Nation people and, people who are already struggling with where do we, like you said, where do we fit in? Where's our identity? And it's like just to sprinkle on top, well, here's some, something to further confuse that whole narrative.
Yeah. Push you further away from those who love you, like you're already feeling alone. Yeah. And then it's like, wow, we're going to take you away from your family as well. Yeah. And it's also, that stigma around, these people are just junkies or, they're not worth it. They're just, bottom of the barrel. And the way society sees, like, I feel like to show, I'm not just an ex-ice addict. Like, I'm a person, I'm a mother, I'm, I've got a heart and I've got feelings and emotions just like every other person. And I feel like, as we, it is my duty to speak on the stigma and to speak about addiction because they're people too. Like, there's people that, that's somebody's kid, that's somebody.
Yeah. And it's hard as well because you don't know what it took for them to get there.
Oh, for sure.
It
wasn't a nice little skip in the park.
Yeah, I wasn't just like having the best time of my life. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to fucking have some ice.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't go like that. Sorry, guys. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah.
Cool. So, projects for you going forward, right? What are you looking to do at the moment? Are you sort of focusing, because you obviously signed to Bad Apples. Is that are you working on a project at the moment? EP, LP, like what are you?
What's LP?
Long play.
Oh, okay.
EP
and
is like
EP's
extended play. Then long play is like an album.
Oh, it's another word for an album.
Every day. You know why no one knows what LP is now? It's because there's almost no such thing. Nobody makes an LP these days, do they? Because people's attention spans are so short.
Oh, that's true.
There's my tidbit for today. You can pay me later to be your advisor. But what are you doing? So EP, what's the project looking like so far? What can you tell us? I'm
playing around with stuff. So not singing, just opera. Nah.
Just get the auto-tune, sis. It's all G's.
Yeah,
you can be Christina Aguilera. No worries.
Yeah, I want to it be T-Pain?
Oh shit! He can actually sing, but so,
that
about
doesn't
that.
count.
Yeah.
I'm working on some stuff which is really cool. Like I'm playing around with, that tongue-in-cheek stuff. There is a surprise this year.
What?
Yeah.
When do you?
Well, we only got a little bit of a year left.
Yeah, that's right. So,
so hang in there.
Just drop it now. So come on, let's go. No,
Hey, I'll just spit it here.
Hey yo.
Wing, ding, bing, yo. And EP is on the agenda.
Okay, sick. And 2021, obviously.
Yeah, it's around.
We're just gonna go hard and fucking drop a 2020. Let's go. No. Okay, cool.
Christmas Carol raps.
Oh, really?
Let's do it.
Michael Bublé. Yeah? Gotta love a bit of Bublé, eh? Hey, actually...
Gets you in the spirit.
Speaking of 2020, is fucking completely unrelated. How did COVID affect you?
Because I consider myself as I guess I'm an outgoing introvert. That makes sense?
Yeah, no.
I like people, but...
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still like to eat my chips while Mackenzie goes to sleep, and I'm just there by myself, eating my chips, watching my Netflix. Yeah, I get it. I feel you.
Yeah. So that side of me, it really helped because I'm like, I don't have to go to appointments. I don't have to go anywhere. I can just sit in my bed.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. That was dope. And then we did homeschooling. Shout out to teachers. I didn't realize how.
Yo, how crazy is it?
So hard.
What years are your kids in?
My daughter, she's in year 5.
Yep.
And my son, he's in year 2.
It's crazy. And did you have an iPad or computer where they had to do all that?
They sent all the stuff. Yeah, and it's can I have help with my homework? And it's
yeah, Google it. You're there Googling it, trying to pretend yeah, just give me 1 sec. I just got to send a message. Google, how do I?
Hey, Google.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
What about creatively? Do you feel like it was good or bad?
It was good at the start, and then it was where's my Yeah, it was there's only so many songs you can write about your kids.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can write about your kids all the time. But
yeah, for sure. Well, it
depends. Live with me is in my head.
It depends what topic about your kids, isn't it? It goes from oh, I love you so much, you are my inspiration, to can you fucking wash your dishes, rather than just leave them in the sink.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
Mate, yeah. I know, it gets a bit like that. So you sort of started to lose your inspiration a bit. Did you feel as though the little, there's those wins along the way have helped motivate you to get back into that writing cycle?
Yeah.
And the ease of restrictions, has that helped you?
Yeah, that's helped me, being able to... I think I lost my that passion there for a bit, or had writer's block, because I kind of was just listening to beats, and I wasn't and then so I got out of that and I started listening to artists again, instead of just beats, because you gotta remind yourself that you are also inspired by others around you, and to hear to be able to hear music being a big part, and you're in music, to also go back and listen to what you love. Otherwise, you just even though beats can be sometimes, some beats are just
stank face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got bars for this already. Yeah. Who are some artists that you sort of... Is there anyone that comes to mind that you started sort of listening to and going yeah, fuck yeah, get you inspired again?
Probably, my go-to is Ciroc.
Yeah.
No Name. Dope.
Ciroc, Oh yeah, shout outs, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Ciroc. If you're watching this on my page.
Bless up, yeah.
Yeah, No Name. I really oh God, what's his name?
Google.
Pack. What's his name? Pack.
Anderson .Paak?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's being that's inspired me heaps. I love his, it's just
vibey.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But I've been listening. Even there's certain different types of music, so I differ from even I love mumble rap. which is
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but it's a different vibe. Like, you don't listen to it like necessarily wanting to feel anything, except for like you just, I just feel
the head nod.
Yeah.
You got to get your inspiration from where you get it. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it's sick. Like I can tell that you do listen to some fucking bars. So that's honest as well. Your vision for like your message, because you know that's one thing that I feel probably doesn't really get spoken about. You know, you notice that like, because Australia is so good at keeping our history really hush. Do you know what I mean? Like our government really good at it. So much so that they even have the people in the country ignorant to the history. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not spoken about. It's not in the history books. Now that everything's out on the internet, people could start to piece things together and go, oh, holy shit, like this was an absolute shit fight, this country to begin with, right?
Yeah.
You know, do you feel as though that message is important globally? And you know, do you feel like I want to be like at least one of the first people to really start to push that message out, you know, on a world scale, so people can start to be educated through what I speak about?
Yeah, like it's insane that people didn't know that Australia was black or had originally black.
Crazy,
like,
right?
Yeah, and it's like, it's hot here.
It's hot here, yeah. Like, that's what it's pasty motherfuckers. It's just not them, man. Please.
God.
They belong in Alaska. They north or south. Shit.
In a little ice cave.
But it is crazy though, right? Like.
And it's so like, you know, at the same time, it's such an insult, but it's like, how would you know any better as well?
People only listen to what they're fed.
Yeah.
I mean, we're even an indication of that. So, you know, like, is there any like goals at this stage where you want to be like, yo, like I want to get on a stage in this country or this continent and I want to speak our truths for our country on other stages?
Yeah, I want to go to England.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I want to go there, put up my flag, claim terra nullius.
You know what? Straight up. Motherfuckers. Yeah. Fuck, we saw someone to be there for that. You know,
Let's
go. Hey, but hey, knowing your trajectory, it's probably going to happen in about 15 minutes. Barkaa neck minute. Lee, I told you. Boost. Yeah, 100%. And I think that would be such a fitting place to, you know, start to, you know, stand up and speak that truth. You know what I mean? Does that motivate you for future as well, to be like, yo, like these are some like side goals that I really want to achieve?
Yeah. It would, that's some like, there's these goals like that I'm just coming, you know, I guess kicking, like realizing that I have to make goals while kicking them is like, you know, I guess, it's like people ask me, what's your dreams or for the future? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? It's like, I didn't even see myself.
10 years? Shit, I didn't even think I had 10 years.
Yeah.
One of them ones.
Yeah.
You ever been addicted? Why?
I'm dying.
No, you're not. You got to cancel everything. So jeez. But yeah. So you're sort of kicking goals and like ticking them off sort of as you go, but then you're starting to formulate bigger goals as you go along.
Yeah, which is like, I guess, coming from that inspiration of, you know, I can aim bigger. Like, I can actually have dreams and, maybe I can achieve them. And it's like, wow, like a revelation in my head. Like,
no maybes, much. I see you. Go straight to the top. Let's go.
Thank you.
Ah, man, all good. Now, we're going to have some questions, no doubt. But is there anyone you wanted to shout out?
Oh, yeah.
Before we go.
Love you, Mum.
Oh, Mum.
Love you, Mum. Love you, Linta. Love you, Emery. Love you, Zaya. Love you, Jay. Love you, Keith. Love you, Shane. And then I'm going to name all 100 of my cousins.
Let's go.
Shout out Grxnd Mob. Shout out Merrylands Grxnd Mob. Shout out Will Kenya. Shout out Lee. Shout out.
Oh, wait, what?
Shout out Eski. Richard.
Ricky.
Ricky.
She got Richard stuck in her head. That's why.
Oh.
Bullshit. Fuck that. Nah, he's Ricky. I'm not. Wow, okay. Fuck, I learn something new every day. I love you, Ricky.
So Barkaa knew. She knew.
Like I already knew. She's like, she's like, fuck, I'm taking it back to the OG, Richard. Shit. Fuck, you knew more than I did. Look, fuck. Ricky, I swear I love you.
Do I really have black magic?
She does. Coolio. So, questions. Do we has them?
We have them.
Yeah.
First question, Kim De Leon. He asks, how was it opening up for AB Original?
Shit.
Wow. I thought that was the lead up, like, shit. Like,
I'm just playing. It was. I still can't believe that it happened. Like, I had my big brother in the audience, and he was just like, "Whoa, is this happening?" And yeah, it was epic. It was an honor, like daunting, but yeah, it was dope. Like, wow,
fuck yeah,
I'm doing it. Yeah, it was cool. Me, Look at me.
Look at me, Mom. You're not here, Mom, because you hate the loud music.
Show you videos later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dope.
This is a question from Ian. Would you like to feature Top Dog on a song? I don't know who Top Dog is.
Oh my god!
Do you know
Sorry,
Top Dog?
I'm sorry.
Ian is Top Dog.
Top Dog.
Oh, he's Top Dog. Okay.
Yo, shout out to Top Dog.
Yeah,
yo.
yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
Nice.
Big shout
But you're a legend.
Big shout
Oi.
to Toppy.
Well, he has a question. Another one.
Oh, okay.
Asking if he can be on the podcast as well.
Oh, yeah, Toppy, bro. We got to get you in superstar status at some stage. You know, I know Forte will bring you down. We got you.
Okay. Okay. Next question.
Yeah, we love you, Toppy.
Randy asks, what Australian hip hop artist inspired you to be where you are today?
Wow. The first person I've seen spitting politically. Oh, Archie Roach, Tracy Chapman. They're big influences, political influences. But I guess somebody who really inspired me was Briggs. Yeah, was a massive inspiration. I don't want to sound too like. Yeah, Briggs.
I love you, Briggs.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel that. I totally understand because he really changed the climate from we're gonna just talk about rap shit to like no, I'll do my rap shit, but I'm gonna talk about some fucking actual serious shit and you're gonna listen. I'm gonna command your respect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got that as well, yo. 100% you got that as well. Straight up, got you.
Next question. Have you started to see more young First Nations women pick up the microphone since you've jumped on, Barkaa?
I've had a few inboxes of sister girls saying that they started writing music, which is really great. In saying that, don't be ashamed, sisters. Let them know what's up.
Yeah.
I've had heaps of sister girls that are inspired and, you know, ask questions and stuff, and I'll just like, you know, we'll have yarns and that. I need to see videos. I need to see them spitting it, which is, yeah, I know that they're writing and getting inspired by it, but we need to see it. Yeah, it needs to be seen.
Yeah.
I want to see it. Yeah.
Inbox of videos. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
She got you.
I'll let him know. Next question is from Dane. Collaborations in the future? Question mark.
This is the news that she can't tell you.
Big Kid?
Oh! Fine, you had to get it somewhere, eh? You've been waiting all episode. Be like, yeah, I'm going to get him. All right, I'll come out of retirement for you. One track only.
Esky?
Oh! It's a cipher.
That's
cipher
a
complete.
Big Kid Esky collab song.
Oh, that would be dope.
Right, we can make it happen. We got studio.
Yeah, we'll just do it now.
Yeah, we'll do it now. Fuck it. YOLO.
Yeah, collabs in the future. I do want to bring out an EP where it's like me and all First Nations artists. really want to do something like that. Ciroc, I really want to collab with Ciroc if it's going to be anybody internationally, I guess. Collabs in the future would just, to kind of do like it's been done before, but kind of get like, it would be an honour to have a bunch of First Nations artists and kind of do like a songline sort of thing. I mean, dream project will probably be that, and even, collab with a bunch of kids from Wilkenya, and that'll be dope. Yeah.
Dope. Any words of encouragement for, I know you touched on this earlier, but words of encouragement for people that are trying to stay off substances and, just any words of encouragement there, Barkaa?
You're deserving of a better life. Drugs is only a short fix. To be around, get clean, go to AA, make sure you go to NA, make sure you go to AA, because there's people in there that you can relate to, and people that are very early in their addiction but still inspired by making change, I guess. Believe in yourself is a massive one. That was something that I had to learn to do because there wasn't much belief there. So believe that you're deadly, believe that you're worth it. You're not just a person, you're somebody. Yeah. Somebody special. Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck? Got Michael Jackson on it.
Hey, MJ. Thrilling.
And thank you, Barkaa. That was really cool.
Hey.
And I'll put that on the post.
Deadly.
Last question: will we ever see Barkaa on Move It Mob Style?
Oh yes, please bring Move It Mob Style back. Come on.
She got it.
I feel like I would never make it until I'm on Move It Mob Style. Dancing and come on, Jimbler got to do it.
Fucking A.
Are you familiar with Move It Mob Style?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's like
Move it Mob Style.
I reckon it's unfair. Be like, Jimbler got to do it. Damn it.
Shout out Jimbler. Big love, biggest love.
You do a whole push just to get it back, just to do it, and then that's it.
Yeah, just one episode. That's all. Not even a season.
No,
just Move It Mob Style, the movie.
It's just you the whole time. Oh man. Hey, Mackenzie had a question. Did you see that one?
I didn't see that one.
Oh, I don't know. What
Oh,
page.
there's a couple more. Hold on while I find it. 1 second.
Because where the hell am I? See, this is what we look like. The what? Yeah, the burger rings. We didn't even touch them. That's all right. That's for the road. That's for the road. That's a take back.
For the kids.
Yeah.
Hey kids, I got
gave you a
some
t-shirt
snacks.
as well. It says, I went on Godzilla podcast and all I got were these lousy burger rings.
Oh, we got more.
Okay.
Burger rings are gold.
Shit, party pack.
What do your bubbers think of Mum as an MC?
Different perspectives. My son Emeru, he's recently thought it was cool. Before, I asked him to come to music videos. He's just like, no. He's very shy. At home, he's just, outgoing and he's bubbly, but he's really shy and reserved. My daughter was like, Mum, it's kind of weird you're a rapper, but I kind of like it.
That's mad though.
Yeah. So she performs with me. We got a few songs together, which is, it's
gorgeous,
dope.
man.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's good to see her building her confidence, and she really likes coming along to gigs because, she gets to meet people, and she really loves that side of it.
It's cool as well because you can see the strength in you, and because she irrespective of how young they are, they still know what would have been up. Do you know what I mean? Growing up. Yeah. And then to see where you've come from to who you are now.
Yeah.
She would be she'd see such strength in that. Be like, I can be so proud.
It feels like, especially to have her, because I feel like, she would have been the one who was most aware of it, and it would have hit over hardest. And, to be, just to be present, is massive. And just to hear her say, I'm proud of your mum is massive, that I can kind of build that relationship back with my daughter. Yeah.
Stop it, mate. Stop it. Stop it. We're going to have one of
Are
those
your eyes sweating?
Yeah. Fucking turn on aircon on here, Ricky. Is that it?
No.
Nope.
Oh, and my youngest fella. Sorry, I got free.
Shit.
I got free. I got a little tribe going on. My youngest fella, he's because my sons have autism, so they're delayed in their speech. So he's just learning to but he's dope with numbers and memorizing things, and he loves music. Like, it was a big thing for him as a baby. So, and my youngest fellow was partially deaf, so music, even hearing the vibrations, he'd rock to it. And then he recently got grommets, so he can hear now, and it's like he raps, like if I go black and deadly, he'll go black and proud, disrespect my people better, watch your house.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But he said then when I go, yeah, we're coming for you, clowns, you are, and he goes, Manow, which is man or mouse. So he's my biggest, when I'm writing songs, he'll sit there and I'll be like, ready, set, go, and then I'll start spitting and he'll be like, the head bopping, and
hell yeah.
he's like, I'll be like, I know my bars are fire if he's in the room and he's bopping his head, and if he's ignoring them, I know they're just like,
You're
oh,
I've
it's
got to
not
rework
getting
that.
him. Yeah.
He gives you the got it, son.
That was whack.
Shit was whack, mum.
Oh,
Don't swear. Don't swear. Oh. Start rewriting your bars.
And the last one's Elfresh just says Kinji killed it at Paralanes. He a star.
Oh, thank you, my brother. It was so good to see you there.
It's a statement.
The statement. You know
Question me.
when Elfresh writes in the post, I've got to
Thanks, brother.
I've got to say it.
Yeah, 100%. Got to recognize that. Yo,
Thank you.
it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
Nah, it's honestly biggest pleasure. Massive inspiration, and we all love you here. Got mad support for you. So you're always welcome to come chill here. So whenever you just need anything, holla, and we'll get you the burger rings, and we'll sort you out.
Deadly.
Cool.
I'm gonna move in.
Yeah. Hey, straight up. Studio's upstairs. Bring your son. He'll be like, shit, mum. Stop swearing. Anyway.
Stop it.
That was it for the year. Man, thank you very much. Again, open source team. Love yous. Mitch, Ollie, thanks for fucking coming down, doing it as well. Got to give a massive shout out as well for other contributors like Sip Supplies for helping us out for a little while there. Molotov, obviously. Split Atoms. And all the guests this year. It's been unreal. Absolutely inspiring. And we're coming back 2021. Keep your eyes out. There will be some news. We're going to try and do a party or something like that. And that's about it. We love you. Have a great Christmas. And if you need anything, hit the inbox. Peace.